Hi, this is your English teacher Ruba Maali. In today's lesson, we're going to write a compare and contrast paragraph. Okay, so this is your topic for today. We're going to write together a compare and contrast paragraph. Now, what do we mean by the word compare and the word contrast first? The word compare means to compare two things. Okay, so we have two things to compare to tell what are the similarities between these two things. And to contrast two things means to tell what are the differences between these two things. So we're talking about similarities, okay, between two things. And we're talking about differences between two things as well. Today, okay, I brought you an example. I brought an example paragraph for you. We're going to discuss it together. I'm going to compare two things. I'm going to compare the city and I'm going to compare this with rural areas or with the countryside. City and countryside or rural areas. The city, we all know cities like Amman, like Urban, those are cities. Rural areas, okay, we call them countryside because they are not actually in the city. Okay, they are not located in the city. They are located at the side of the cities, on the sides of the cities. So they tend to be, let's say, less crowded. There are bigger areas of trees, of green areas, unlike the cities where we find a lot of cars, a lot of crowds. Yeah. So this is what are we going to compare and contrast. I tried to make the paragraph as simple as possible, just to show you how to have a good start. Now, any paragraph in English should have three parts, three main parts, okay? Whether they are compare and contrast, whether they are expository, whether they are whatever kind of paragraph it was, there should be three parts of paragraph. Okay, the main parts are the main sentence. There should be a main sentence in any paragraph. And there should be, after the main sentence of the paragraph, of course, we're going to support this general and main sentence with supporting details. We're going to support this with details. Those details are usually examples, number, explanations, statistics, whatever you want, whatever supports this, okay? Whatever gives information and elaboration about this is considered to be supporting detail. Now, the third part of a paragraph is the concluding sentence. The concluding sentence, the last sentence of a paragraph, is usually makes a conclusion. It concludes everything mentioned before. It's like a summary, and you summarize the main points, what have been said in other words, and you also state your own opinion. Okay, you tell what do you think about what has been said. You see, so three parts: main sentence, supporting details or supporting sentences, concluding sentence. Great. Now let's go through the example so that we can have a practical example on this. Let's read and let's compare and contrast the two places I told you about, the city and the rural area or the countryside. Living in a city and living in a rural area or living in a countryside are different. Now, reaching or finishing this main sentence with a full stop means that, we're done with our first sentence, we're done with our main sentence. Our main sentence is telling us that we're going to talk about a difference between these two places. The differences and similarities between these two places. Why? Because we included the word different. This place and this place are different. Full stop. Before the full stop, I don't have any details. I only have the main sentence, the general thought, the general idea, the topic sentence. Now, after the main sentence, we start to include what? The supporting details. We start to include, let me show you here. We start to include all the supporting details that support the main idea here. Now, let's go through the first supporting sentence. Okay. First, now we're going to explain the first sentence, right? First, and this is a linking word that is really important for any piece of writing. Remember, any words or any linking words circled with red color is going to be an example for you on linking words. These linking words they link together what? Sentences, they link thoughts, they link ideas. All right, so first, the city is much more crowded than the rural community. You see, this is something we all know. It's crowded. There are a lot of people in cities than the rural areas or the rural community. For example, now you have said first was the first example, right? It was the first idea, the first supporting detail. Okay, now I'm going to give an example about the first supporting detail. Okay, for example, one of the largest cities in Amman, one of the largest cities in Jordan, Amman, okay, has a population of about 4 million people, okay? Whereas is like the word but, so I put the word here for you so that you can remember. Whereas the smaller communities, the smaller places might have only 100 or 200 people. So here, all of this example is a supporting detail. All of this is a supporting detail for this main idea. Okay, let's go through another example. Another difference, you see, another another detail or supporting detail, another difference between what and what? The city and the rural area. Another difference is the noise level. You know the noise? It is something you hear and you don't like. All right? It's disturbing. Another difference is the noise level. In the city, one means someone can hear traffic or construction, thing at the same time. At the same time, we can hear the traffic of the cars, the construction process, all together at the same time. So this is really noisy. That will increase, okay, that will level up the noise. Yeah? Okay. However means on the other hand, right? Or it means but, okay? On the other hand, or however, or but, the countryside or the rural area, the opposite of city. The countryside is more peaceful. It's relaxing. It's peaceful. There's no noise in there. No crowded places. No crowded streets. Okay. The countryside is more peaceful. Now I have talked about, if you look here, I have talked about first, this was my first supporting details with all the examples. And then I moved into another supporting detail with all the examples until I reached here. So here, I'm done, okay? I told you I tried to write a very simple paragraph for you, okay? So that you can make a start. Right. In short, what is this? When you say in short, or when you say finally, or when you say to sum up, okay? Or when you say in conclusion, all right? All those words, okay? Just tell all those words tell the reader that I am done here. I'm going to finish. So, in short or finally, remember that there is a comma after them. Rural living, okay, countryside places living, okay, the way we live in rural areas is better. You see better? You know the word good? Yeah. Is better than urbans. Urban areas means the city. Okay. So this is what? This is the final thought. This is like summarizing what have been said all over the paragraph. It offers a stress-free lifestyle. You see, it frees your stress. You feel relaxed. Okay. It gives you a stress-free lifestyle that everyone seems to desire today. Everyone seems to like to have today. To love to have today. You see, the last line was like my opinion. It offers a stress-free that everyone seems to desire today. This is my opinion. And this is a summary of what of everything has been said. So this was an example paragraph on compare and contrast paragraph. Remember a few tips before we finish here. We are talking only about one paragraph. We're not talking about essay. An essay. We're talking about only one paragraph. So, in a paragraph, we usually start with an indentation. We leave one word space, like you leave one word and then you start writing. So this is called an indentation at the beginning of every paragraph. And also we start with capital letter at the beginning of every line, of every new line. I mean, after a full stop, we usually have a capital letter. At the beginning of the line, there is no capital letter because we are continuing with the paragraph. We're not having a period or a full stop yet. After the full stop, you can use capital letter. Usually after linking words, we use commas, as you can see. Look. Okay. Usually, not all types of connectors or linking words. So, be careful about your capitalization after the full stop. Okay. Remember that we used capital letter also. We capitalized words like Jordan, like Amman, because we're talking about names of countries, names of cities. Yes. And remember that in your writing, you should include the linking words that show opposites, that show contrast, that show the difference. Something like, on the other hand, however, something like the word whereas or but, okay? If you are mentioning for your point for the first time, you may say first or firstly. Here you could say another difference, or the second difference is, yeah. So you're free to use linking words, but they have to make sense. They have to go through to match the meaning of the paragraph. I hope you you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope that you got the idea of it. And also, I will be waiting for your piece of writing about compare and contrast paragraph. And you can, I will give you like at the choice. I will give you the choice. You will be free to choose the topic you want to compare. I compared the city and the rural area. If you would like to use the same topic, if you would like to use the same two things, why not? But remember, with your own ideas. If you want to compare, let's say, do you remember the story of the hare and the tortoise? You can compare the hare and the tortoise from the story. Why not? Compare between them. What are the similarities they have? What are the differences they have? You can also compare, if you would like to, you can compare between two friends, between you and your friend, between you and your sister or brother. What are the similarities between them? What are the differences between them? So I will leave this as a free choice to you, okay? Because I want you to pick a topic of your own interest and of your own choice. Thank you very much. I will be waiting for your questions and anything you need on Google Classroom. Thank you so much.